Hey, what's up, YouTube? This Star Wolf. You know, I haven't been making these Nipsey videos. I hadn't been creating them. I haven't did that in a minute. And reason being was, like I said before, there's no new information. I mean, to me, there's no new information. Maybe someone else has some new information, but my standpoint, my position is still the same. It hasn't changed. Now, the reason for this video was, like I said before, like a month ago, I had some information that was brought to me. And what I did was I based this information against the transcripts. Time is very, very, very critical. Anytime you telling a story or you doing anything and time has something to do with it, it becomes very critical. So my thing here was I was trying to base the information I received against the transcripts, the grand jury transcripts. And I read the whole transcripts last year, but this time I just read Cowboys part, Big Thundercats part. That's all I was interested in. That's the only part I was interested in. And the reason I was interested in that is because what was told to me, first of all, was that what happened was Shitty Cuz drove up and he was already waiting on Nip. And the reason he was waiting on Nip was because he was allegedly supposed to be talking about, they were supposed to be discussing some type of music or whatever. Now, is that true or false? I don't know. But they were supposed to be discussing some type of music, some type of business dealings with music or whatever it was. Anyway, they was off into the store. They was off in the Marathon store. So while they off in the Marathon store, it's Shitty Cuz, it's Nip, and it's other dudes in there from Rolling 60s. So the way it was explained to me and told to me was that Nipsey flashed on Shitty Cuz. And it was like he asked Shitty, I don't know if he asked him or told him, but it was like, you a snitch, you a rat or whatever, you got paperwork on you. And Shitty Cuz was like, I ain't got no paperwork on me. And a big altercation ensued where, it was like words between the two and Nipsey. And during the course of the words being exchanged between the two, they was going back and forth. That's on 60s, you know what I'm saying? I ain't no rat. You can't get no paperwork or nothing. You can't show nobody no paperwork about me telling on nobody or nothing. And, it's going back and forth. And during that time they arguing with each other, Nipsey allegedly slapped him. Boom. He slapped Shitty Cuz. So when that happened, Shitty Cuz tried to get at him. He wanted to get down with Nip. He wanted to fade him. So everybody started, the dudes, the 60s that was there wasn't on Shitty Cuz side. Okay, in case don't nobody know, it's different cliques within 60s. And everybody don't get along with everybody. Everybody, they all one set, but everybody don't get along with everybody. And it's not because of the different cliques, it's just different parts of their neighborhood got different cliques. So the dudes that was there, they fucked with Nip more than they fucked with Shitty Cuz. So anyway, it was like Shitty Cuz felt he was gonna be jumped or something like that, even though he still wanted to get down with Nip. And now the way it was explained to me that one of the 60s, one of the homeboys from Nipsey homies from 60s was recording, but he wasn't recording he wasn't recording for the simple fact of the matter of trying to record a fight or nothing like that. He was recording on some different type of stuff, and this actually happened. So when it happened, it was just it happened so fast, and all of this got on camera. Now anyway, like I said, this was explained to me. So when the altercation ensued, it wasn't no blows thrown or nothing like that. They all got in the middle of both of them and everything. And there was a couple of them that wanted to get at Shitty Cuz. Now, Shitty Cuz left. He leaves because he's mad because, one, he was told he was a snitch. He was told that he shouldn't even been up there, okay? And this is all allegedly taking place inside the Marathon store. When he leaves, ain't nobody tripping. You know what I'm saying? Everybody thinking, it is what it is. He gone, he up out of there. He shouldn't have been there anyway. And like I said, he was mad because he was called a snitch. Secondly, he was mad because he got slapped and couldn't get down. He couldn't get down with Nip. He wanted to fade him. So he left. Now, it was also explained to me the parts that was truth was, yeah, he did come up there in the white car. He did leave and do what he did and came back. And when he came back, that's when he came back and everybody was chilling like nothing happened. He came back and he blasted. And the reason he kicked him after he shot him, the reason he kicked him was because he got slapped. So this is how it was explained to me, And it was names involved and all that. I'm not putting no names out there who was there or nothing like that. The people who record and none of that because they, people don't want to be, implicated or nothing like that. People got warrants and just don't nobody want to deal with the courts and none of that type of shit anyway. Now, my thing with the transcripts, with the grand jury transcripts, Big Thundercat's part was on page 66. The prosecutors was asking him questions, and he stated that Cowboy stated that he was speaking in a sense, telling the prosecutor, that they don't hang out like that in a parking lot, and he was trying to get Nipsey to come inside. Okay. Then turned around and said, he was speaking, he was talking about Shitty Cuz, and he was talking about how it was just a snake move. He couldn't believe it was a snake move. And, had they had any type of words, he would have escorted him out. This is what he said. The prosecutor, I'm not going verbatim for verbatim, you know what I'm saying, word for word, but the prosecutor was asking him questions, about the attitude of Shitty Cuz and the attitude of Nip, and everything was, everything was peachy, everything was cool. He didn't see nothing wrong with neither sides. So he's speaking of a sense of, they outside, but the key word is out. This is on page 66. He said, had they had any type of words, I would have escorted him out. See, when you're in a parking lot, you don't escort nobody out. Now I'm gonna get to that too, because on page 67, he told the prosecutor that if any disrespect would have went down, now he's speaking on Shitty Cuz. If any disrespect would have went down, he would have escorted Shitty off the parking lot. This is on page 67, a different conversation when the prosecutor was asking him questions. And both times he said there wasn't no problems, you know. If he felt there was any disrespect would have went down or any words or anything, he would have escorted him off the parking lot. Now he's speaking of a sense of them being in a parking lot. But on page 66, he was talking about had they had any type of words, he would have escorted him out. So my thing was, when you say out, where do you mean out? What do you mean out? See, I missed this. It wasn't really that I missed this. It was just that what was explained to me, the story that was explained to me, you know, it hadn't been brought to me last year. But, you know, he would have said he would have escorted them out. So in order to escort somebody out or put them out somewhere, you have to be in somewhere. So this somewhat coincides with what was told to me. Me personally, in my opinion, I feel that Big Thundercat was trying to help Nipsey by testifying in a grand jury. But like anybody know that's from the streets or anybody dealt with the court system before ever in their life, you know, dealing with any prosecutor, they'll lock you in. They'll lock you in when they asking you questions, especially if them questions is dealing with time. They'll lock you in. See, they'll ask you certain questions, and then they'll come back 10 minutes later and ask you something else pertaining to that. You see what I'm saying? They'll lock you in. They'll get you locked in and then come back 10, 15, 20 minutes later, lock you in. And if you ain't paying attention, you won't know what you're saying. That's why you don't never say nothing to them at all. Because this is their job. This is what they do every day, all day. They experts at this shit. They human. They make mistakes. But this is what they do. They not gonna make mistakes all the time when they question you, you know? So they showed him a video clip at what time was that? I believe it was 2:55, something like that. They showed Cowboy a video clip of Shitty pulling in, you know? When they showed him a clip of him pulling in, it was him nipping Rempar, I guess, that seen him pulling in, and they wasn't tripping. So it's just so many, you know, so many things though, you know, so many things. But there's something that tripped me out, you know, because if for him to be a rat, for him to be a snitch, it states that they seen him on a video clip, Shitty Cuz, that's who I'm referring to. They seen him come out the Master Burger and go over there to Rempar and dap him up. My thing is, who daps up a rat? Who daps up a snitch, a known snitch? I mean, who gives a snitch this much love? I mean, if you a known snitch, listen to what I'm saying now. If you're a known snitch, people not gonna really be giving you love like that, especially in the hood, especially around known gang members. You know, it ain't really even known gang members. It's just known hitters, because you can be a gang member and be a buster. Just being around hitters. But anyway, that was one of the things I was looking into on the transcript, the escorting out. That's the key word is out. Then he comes back on the next page talking about if there was problems, he would have escorted them off the parking lot. So he didn't know, he didn't catch that, but I caught that. You speaking in the sense of y'all was inside at one point and then y'all was outside at one point. I feel he leaving a lot out and he just don't want to say anything, and that's cool, That's cool. I feel he probably feel right now he actually stuck his foot in his mouth and he probably shouldn't have said nothing. For real, So it's like, that's the whole thing right there. That's the whole thing right there. The whole thing. And like I said before, there was a person in that parking lot. There was a person in that parking lot that knew. You know what I'm saying? When he left, he left. You know what I'm saying? But that other person in that parking lot knew what he was going to do. Allegedly. Because he had got slapped. But I just wanted to bring this to y'all. Just a little something and everything. And I've been trying to get that video though. I've been trying to get that footage. They don't want to give up that footage though, because they don't want to be implicated, and then they don't want, it's a lot that go with it. They just don't want to give up that footage, and it ain't no regular person, no civilian. It's a person that's from '60s, but I ain't gonna, they don't want to give up the footage. I've been trying to get it. They don't want to give it up. They don't want to give it up. I can't make them. I can't force them. But I wanted that footage so I could show everybody, so everybody could see, so everybody could be like, okay, yeah, shit, that's what it is. But but go check that out on page 66 and 67, Cowboy's testimony. Anyway, I'm Star Wolf. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button and that notification bell so you can get these videos when they drop. Make sure you share all my videos on social media platforms. Peace.